Michael Jordan, who's the co-founder and chairman of Bank Zero, joins me live from our Cape Town studios. Thanks so much for your time on SABC News. Can you start by telling us what was the process of getting the bank from being an idea to being granted a mutual banking license?
Well, I suppose I have to admit that there was some red wine involved. So many discussions and debates over red wine. You may know that for nearly a decade, I was the CEO of First National Bank. That was a privilege. It's a household name. It has branches all over the country, lots of capital and ATMs and so on. But FNB, like all the other big banks, also have certain disadvantages. And by far the biggest disadvantage is their huge cost structure. So together with one of my previous colleagues, Yatin Narsi, who's now the CEO of Bank Zero, we debated and explored what would banking 2.0 look like? What will the future be like? And clearly it'll be digital, it'll be on a phone. We all love doing Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp on our phones. It's also free, by the way, hence the inspiration for the name Bank Zero. So we really want to bring a very low cost, very sophisticated, very rich in functionality offering to the market. And hopefully we're going to launch by the end of this year.
Your bank is obviously very digital, as you say, you incorporate a lot of social media. How are you going to balance that with a thing that many people in South Africa complain about, data costs, and also safety concerns, because increasingly internet safety is becoming breached sometimes in South Africa?
Yes, data must fall. Data costs in South Africa are too high, data speeds are too slow. The one answer from Bank Zero is that the app will be zero rated. The other one, I wear many hats, is I'm also involved in a startup, Rain, which really hopes to enter the market with very competitive data pricing. So you can look forward to that in 2018 too.
Okay.
On security, the smartphones that we have today are far safer than your internet homepage, which can be hacked. We will, for instance, know where our customers are. Smartphones have geolocation. We will have additional security like biometrics or fingerprints, and we will have instant messaging with our customers. So it's far more difficult to hack a banking app on a smartphone than it is to do so on the internet. So we believe security will actually be better and the technology will be state of the art.
Who are you targeting with your bank? Who do you foresee as your biggest clients?
Well, clearly, as an app-based bank, you will need to have a smartphone and be able to use a smartphone. But if you can do Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp, and if we design the app correctly, it won't be difficult to use Bank Zero. So we are targeting our offering at businesses because we believe the business segment in South Africa is actually neglected, and we believe businesses pay far too much in bank fees, particularly electronic bank fees. But clearly the offering is also available to individuals, to families, and even to community groupings like stokvels.
What are the challenges in entering the market at a time where there are other competitors coming in who are also seeing perhaps the gaps that you are and are going to challenge you for those clients?
Yes, we're up against competitors who we don't underestimate at all. And I'm not just talking about the new entrants. South Africa has a very sophisticated banking sector, and it is actually highly competitive. However, our focus is not on all these 33 other registered banks in South Africa. Our focus is purely on the customer. We want to bring banking to South Africans that is far more affordable, that puts them in control, that is transparent. And part of our mutual banking structure is we're even going to reward good customers with shares. So we think if we don't focus on institutions, but we focus on making South Africans happy banking customers, Bank Zero will be successful.
A big complaint about banking in South Africa is the untransformed nature of it. One of your selling points when you announced this bank is that you have black ownership and you're willing to grow that. Talk us through that.
The interesting thing about Bank Zero as a startup is that the only shareholders right now are the employees who are working for Bank Zero. It's a small team plus the directors. And those employees and directors have put down capital and taken up shares so that we have 45% black ownership. We're very proud of that. Transformation is part of being South African. And as you rightly put it, over time, we hope that some of our customers will also become shareholders and that percentage can grow even further. So it's a challenge out there to other financial institutions to also reach these higher levels of empowerment than they currently have.
Michael Jordan, co-founder and chairman of Bank Zero, thanks so much for your time on SABC News.